guys, welcome back to my channel. Before I get into this video, I just want to say I am so sorry for making you guys wait. I honestly have no excuse, but I guess I can just tell you that honestly I've been so sick these past few weeks that I have not wanted to sit down and film. And it's not that I don't want to film, it's that I don't want to get ready. I don't want to put makeup on. I have no energy. Honestly, it has been rough. This pregnancy has been rough, but I'm finally starting to feel better, and I'll get into that in this video. And then honestly, I had some problems with the camera. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you know that my memory card had broke. And I've had this memory card for a long time, and it's been broken for probably about a year now. And I've been keeping it together with tape. And so I had filmed my whole 9 and 10 week update video for you guys. And then I went onto my computer and there was no video on the card. So I had just assumed that it was because the card broke. So I threw the card away, and you know how when you get memory cards, I don't know if it's a new thing, but you get memory cards and then they have the little tiny memory card inside of it. So it's kind of the bigger one is the adapter. So the adapter was broken, not the little SD card. So I had saved the little SD card, and I was going to get another memory card so that I could put the SD card in that. And I did. I got one yesterday, and I go to plug it in thinking that I was gonna upload 9 and 10 weeks for you guys since I already filmed it, and it still wasn't there. So the memory card never even broke. I just thought that it did, and clearly the footage got erased or something. So I could have filmed that whole week as I was waiting to get a new memory card. But oh well, I have a new memory card. It is not broken, there's no tape on it, so I think we're good to go. Hopefully this films. If you see it on YouTube, then it worked. Okay, and another thing that I want to just address real quick is that yes, I am filming in a new location. I am filming in the baby's room, or what's going to be the baby's room. You guys can see behind me, this is the crib. We had this set up in my last pregnancy that I lost the baby. We already had it set up, so we didn't bother taking it down because we knew that we were gonna hopefully get pregnant soon after. So it's still up, and thankfully it's, awesome. We don't have to buy a new crib. And the walls are blue. This used to be my stepdaughter's bedroom, and she had it mermaid theme. So we definitely need to paint this room, but we're waiting to know the gender. So once we know the gender, I'm gonna paint this room. So hopefully I can keep filming in here because it's good lighting and it's empty. There's not a lot of clutter. So this is the baby's room. I also mentioned on Instagram, if you're not following me on Instagram, I told you guys that I was going to combine weeks 9, 10, 11, and 12 into this video, which you guys see from the title. I just figured I would catch you guys all up to speed. There wasn't too much that changed from 9 and 10 to 11 and 12. So I figured I would just make one big video, and that way I can be up to date with you guys. Since I am feeling better, I do want to start getting back on my schedule, hopefully. I have a lot of videos planned that I want to do for you pregnancy wise, and I also have a giveaway coming up. So I'm very excited for that, but I just wanted to catch you guys all up to speed onto where I am right now, and there won't be any confusion as to what weeks I'm on and trying to play catch up. So this is probably going to be a longer video. My camera's probably going to overheat, and I'm going to have to do this in segments, but we're going to get it done. So weeks 9 was pretty much the same as 7 and 8 if you watch the update. I was still puking on week 9. I am still exhausted. I still was going to bed at 7 o'clock at night. And it's just been very exhausting. This pregnancy is kicking my butt. Like I said, I've just been puking, very hungry. Nothing sounds good to me. I'm starving, but nothing sounds good. Everything in my fridge made me just want to hurl. I had to close my eyes and pick out of the fridge it was just that bad. And I couldn't even stand like the smell of like my Scentsies. And if you know me, or like if you know me personally, like in person, you know that I'm like always have Scentsy on in my house. I love my house smelling different scents, but I've had to turn it off. Like I can't have it on at all. I can't have any scents, like, whoa, gross. So it's probably smelled like shitty ass diapers, but, and dog hair and fleas or whatever they carry on their fur. But that's just part of this pregnancy, is every little thing is making me nauseous. As far as like the puking goes, it's not all day puking. Like I'm not puking all day and I'm sick all day. It's more like I get up and I'm super hungry and I like eat breakfast and then I puke it all up. I think I need to start eating like a couple crackers while I'm getting ready in the morning and then like ease my way into breakfast, because putting a lot of food on an empty stomach is clearly not working for me. So that's just something that I've learned over the few weeks, is just go to bed with some crackers and wake up and eat some crackers as I get ready. And that seems to be helping. I haven't puked in like 4 days, knock on wood. Hopefully I don't puke now that I said that. So one thing that's like really been helping my nausea in weeks 9 and even before that was, or still is, peppermint tea. This is the Celestial, I think that's how you say it, brand. This is just peppermint, like it's all peppermint. It seems to be like my go-to. I love anything peppermint lately. It's been like settling my belly. And I did talk to my OB about this and she said that it's fine to take, just don't like drink like 5 cups a day, like 2 is fine. So usually I'll just have 1 in the morning and then 1 in the evening as we're watching TV or settling down for the night. And it just looks like that, and they come in little packets and they smell super good. So I don't know if you guys are going through nausea. If you are, definitely pick up some peppermint tea, because this has been a godsend for me lately. My mom also picked up this, what is this one called? Traditional medicinals, I don't know. You can see for yourself. But this is a peppermint one. It's an organic belly comfort. I don't know if I like this one. It's kind of, I don't know. It's not as pepperminty as I like it to be. This one is super potent and pepperminty, and this one's not really. And it's also red, which is so weird. Like it's red tea. Weird. But I just prefer this one like all day, every day. So I'm probably not going to use this one. I don't know. We'll see. I've also found comfort in gum or these Lifesavers. Just these basic white Lifesavers. I just pop one of these in my mouth when I'm not feeling, you know, very good down there, or after I puke, because obviously nobody wants puke breath, but they do settle my belly. It's got to be something about peppermint that is like amazing for me right now. So that is just a tip. If you're going through nausea, try peppermint. It's worked wonders for me. Also at 9 weeks, I got out my Doppler, my fetal Doppler. And of course it was too early. I couldn't find the heartbeat. And I think 9 weeks was probably one of the more stressful weeks for me, because that's the week that I had lost my last baby. And so that's why I got the Doppler out, because I'm like, I just want to try to find the heartbeat. And at least if I hear it a little bit, then I will just feel more relief. But I ended up not being able to hear the heartbeat at all on 9 weeks. And I was gonna call my doctor and see if they would try to find it for me, just so that I wasn't stressing. But I had a OB appointment right at 10 weeks. So I didn't want to bother them. I hate to be the girl that like calls the OB all the time when something's wrong, but I, you know, did want to call, but I knew that I had an appointment coming up, so I would just try to hold on and stay hopeful that the baby was okay. So moving on to 10 weeks. 10 weeks exactly, I think it was that night. So I turn different weeks on Tuesdays. So at 10 weeks on a Tuesday evening, I got out my Doppler again and I found the heartbeat. It took me about 35 minutes to find the heartbeat, and when you hear it though for the first time, it's like, it's like the sweetest sound ever. I was so thankful that I got to find it. I haven't heard a heartbeat in about probably 5 years, ever since I was carrying my daughter, and she's gonna be 5 soon. So it's been a really long time since I've heard it. And like after not being able to find it or having had losses before, it's really nice to be able to hear that heartbeat. It's like just such a good sign. So that was a very exciting thing for 10 weeks. We had our first OB appointment. I don't know. I had an OB appointment when I first found out I was pregnant. I think that was more of like an intake, like make sure you're pregnant and see you soon. Hopefully you don't miscarry. But this was actually the OB appointment. And we just went over like how I've been feeling. I had to pee in a cup and just like weighed me and all that crap, which I haven't gained any weight yet, so thank God. I don't think that I should have gained any weight because I have been puking, so all was good there. And then we got to listen for the heartbeat, and I had told my doctor, I'm like, I've already heard the heartbeat, so I can show you where the baby is, and I helped her find where the baby was, and we heard it. And honestly, the OB was really surprised that I had found the heartbeat. She said usually at home you don't hear it till like almost 12 weeks, so I was pretty lucky to be able to find it. So if you're watching this and you're like worried that you can't find the heartbeat and you know you're 10 weeks or 11 weeks, don't freak out. Like, I don't want to freak you guys out. I just got lucky. I was very patient. It takes a lot. Sometimes I have to turn like the Doppler off and then like go back at it and try to look for the baby, but eventually I ended up finding it. But now that I am further along, it's super easy to find the baby. So it might just be worth waiting until you can like really easily find the baby. Another exciting thing that we did at the OB appointment was I had asked my doctor if we would be able to schedule the gender scan or like the anatomy, like that 19-20 week anatomy scan that you have. They like measure the baby and everything. Well, I had asked if we could schedule it soon or then, because my weeks of like 19-20 fall like right before Christmas. And I honestly didn't want to be trying to find out the gender and trying to plan a gender reveal party at Christmas time. I know a lot of people are gone or they're at Christmas parties, so I wanted to get this out of the way before Christmas. And I definitely didn't want to wait till after Christmas to find out what my baby is. We had planned or planning on having a gender reveal because we didn't have one with my daughter. I found out she was a girl like at a freak appointment at 17 weeks, and it just didn't happen the way like we wanted it to. So we didn't end up having a gender reveal, but I'm pretty sure this is our last baby. So we want to do something special since this is probably going to be our last, regardless of the gender. So we scheduled that for December 13th. It's a Friday at 8 in the morning. So it's coming up. I think I have a countdown. I think we're at like 46 days. So that's exciting. We have something to look forward to. Like tomorrow's November, and like we only literally have a month and like 2 weeks until we find out. So I'm so excited. It's gonna fly by with Thanksgiving coming up, and I am like the type of girl, I do all my Christmas shopping in November, so I'm usually busy on the weekends, so it'll keep me busy, and then before you know it, we'll know what the little baby is that's inside my belly. Also in week 10, I'm still puking, not every day, but you know, periodically, only in the morning. Definitely still very hungry. Not much of an appetite for food, like I'm starving, but like I said, nothing sounds good to me. So at the end of 10 weeks, almost into 11 weeks, I had a scare. Not like a blood scare or anything like that. It was literally probably just me freaking myself out, which in turn freaked my husband out. We usually listen to the baby's heartbeat once every day. So usually in the evening after supper, I'll lay down and we'll find the baby just to like ease our mind and make us feel more comfortable. So we had skipped a couple of days and I, didn't listen to the heartbeat. So when that day came, I'm like, I'm gonna listen to the heartbeat. It's been like 3 days and I just, I wanna hear it. And after a half hour, I couldn't find the baby. I took a break, I went back at it, still couldn't find the baby. So the next morning I got up and tried looking again and I couldn't find the baby. So I'm kind of like low-key freaking out. Can't find the baby, this isn't good. Like, I'm usually really good at this. Why can I not find the baby? So we went about our day. Me and Brielle went out of the house, did some errands, and then that night we tried again. We still couldn't hear it. So then the next morning rolls around, and this is a Sunday morning. I get up, try to find it, still can't find the baby. So I called my OB and I was like, I can't find the heartbeat, and I know I'm just like freaking out. Maybe you can have me come in and we can find it. Thank God the nurse on call was my doctor, so she had us come in. She told me that I should probably put away my Doppler because it was a miracle that I even found the baby this early, and it's really hard to find the baby this early. So it's probably just baby in a different position or hiding. So we laid down in the room, and sure enough, within a second, she found the baby. It was just in a different spot than I had been looking. It was a lot lower than the baby usually was. And since she had it there with her, she had the like handheld ultrasound. They're kind of crappy. They look like a little cell phone. I don't know if you've ever used them before, but she had it in the office. So she's like, what the heck? We'll just take a peek at the baby. It's not a good picture, but we're just gonna look. So she put it on my belly, and when she put it on my belly, the baby must have been sleeping or resting or something, because the baby jumped up straight up into my uterus, and then like, or whatever it's in, like the placenta, and it like jumped straight up, and then it floated back down, and it like obviously got jumped from like the pushing on my belly. It was just so cute because this was at 10 weeks, and the last time we saw the baby was at like almost 8 weeks. And so the baby had changed. Like, it had a head and little tiny arms and legs, and it was so cute just to see like the baby moving around. It was a miracle. I haven't seen that in 5 years, so it was really, really nice to see. And now I am 13 weeks, and I can't imagine how much bigger the baby is. I am just so excited to see the baby at my next ultrasound. So that brings me to 11 weeks. I am, yes, still puking periodically, almost every other day at this point. Some days I'll have like good days, and then I'll go like 2 or 3 days without puking, and then I'll puke. So I'm still not getting rid of that nausea. I'm still not very satisfied when I eat. Everything seems to make me nauseous, but I am getting a little bit more energy back in 11 weeks. Still exhausted, but like I'm able to like clean the house and do things that I didn't really care about doing in the earlier weeks. In this week also, I got this like new symptom. It's not with me anymore now that I'm 13 weeks. It seemed like it only lasts for like a week and a half, but I like got really, really bad air, or like gas, if you want to call it that, in my ribs, like in my rib cage. It was so uncomfortable. I think like the gas started setting in around like 3 o'clock. I think it was when I was probably hungry and ready for supper, but it wasn't time to eat supper yet. And so the air was just filling up in my ribs, and it was so painful. Like at times I couldn't even like breathe. Like I had to like take really little breaths, and I couldn't even walk. Like it was so hard to do anything. And like 3:30, 4 o'clock is not the time for me to be laying on the couch. Like it's time for my children to be picked up at my daycare. It is time to start cooking supper, cleaning up the house, just getting it ready for the transition from daycare to my home life. And it was just not a good time. I was miserable, to be honest. I didn't cook supper for like probably that whole week. We ate a lot of takeout that week. And the only thing that really seemed to soothe my gas in my ribs and in my stomach was taking a hot bath. When I say hot bath, I don't mean like scalding hot, but hot enough to like, that's okay for a baby and being pregnant. And I would lay in the tub with the jets on and keep like tilting my body and moving it, and sure enough, like I would start burping or farting, not to be gross, but just getting that air out was like heaven. And I felt better rest of the night. But it happened for like a week and a half, and it doesn't happen anymore, thank God, because that was so painful. But I'm glad it's over now. So when 12 weeks came, the air basically in my stomach had all gone away. I wasn't dealing with that anymore. I think I noticed like one day it was like 3:30 and I was like, I don't have any gas. Like, this is great. So definitely like a awesome thing that the air had stopped. And also I think this is the week that my puking and my nausea had come to an end. I really don't want to jinx myself because I am only just freshly 13 weeks, but I puked one time in 12 weeks and that was it. I puked once and I haven't puked since. So I'm praying that it doesn't happen again. I mean, I still do get a little nauseous in the morning because of my stomach, but I'm not puking. So that's good. That seemed to come to an end. And I can honestly say, like, I can look at food now and I'm like, oh, that looks good, or oh, that looks good. Like, things don't upset my stomach or make me nauseous anymore. Thank God, because doing groceries and trying to feed this baby was super hard. I mean, like, I want to eat healthy and do all the right things, but when you're nauseous and it's like, it is hard. It is really, really hard to, you know, do healthy foods. I've been peeing so much, like every 15 minutes I have to pee. And it's not just like a little dribble, like it's a full bladder of pee. And I do drink a lot of water. I fill this water bottle up probably, I don't know, like 10 times a day. And this is pretty big. I don't know how many ounces it is, but I fill it up all the time and I have to pee a lot. But I notice like at night, I get up probably 6 times a night because I have to pee so bad. It's one of those pees where you can't like avoid it. Sometimes when I feel like I have to pee, I can just kind of avoid the whole situation, go back to bed. But this is like a non-avoidable pee. It like haunts you, literally. And so with peeing almost every 10 minutes at night, I'm not sleeping very good. And of course, like being awake in the night and like trying to fall back asleep each time that I have to go pee, I can hear my husband snoring. And I didn't really realize he snored this bad because I used to sleep like a beauty all night. But now that I'm up all the time, I'm noticing he snores like a pig. And I don't know if it's like my belly and me being uncomfortable and I can't get comfy and fall asleep, or if it's him. So I don't know, but I'm hoping to get a pregnancy pillow. I have been really wanting one, and I really want a nice one, and those can range from like $90. So I'm really hoping that my husband will get the hint sooner or later and maybe get it for me for Christmas. I don't know, we'll see, but I can be hopeful. So definitely want to at least wait until Christmas to see if I get that, and if not, then I'm gonna go purchase one. And then I'll probably purchase one of those like zapping things. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I've seen it on Facebook. It's like going around right now. Those things you can like stick on your husband's head, and when he snores, you can zap it. Yeah, definitely want one of those. So if the pregnancy pillow doesn't help, then definitely going to invest in one of those zappers. I've noticed, I feel like an old lady, but I've noticed that when I get up to go pee at night, or even like in the morning, or honestly like at all, like during the day, if I'm sitting in a position for a long time, like right now, my back is starting to hurt. But I notice like I can barely get up and walk to like the bathroom or to the kitchen. It's beginning to be a struggle, but I notice like the first few steps I take, I'm like, okay. I definitely know that the baby is more on my backside. That's where I carried Brielle too. And so I can feel a lot more pressure in my back. So that is all for my week's update and what's been new and what's been going on. I do, before I close out this video and show you my belly, I just want to tell you guys that since I am already showing, I have already started using like lotions for my belly, and I swear by this. I used it with Brielle I never got one stretch mark on my stomach. I did get a couple stretch marks like on my boobs, but you can like barely see them. You can only see them when I like pull them apart and make it obvious and look. But like nobody would even notice if I was in a bathing suit. But I swear by coconut oil. I was gonna go and get it, but it's all the way in my room and I don't feel like walking to get it. But it's basically just, I found it in the cooking aisle at Hannaford, and I got like a big tub of it and I use it on everything. I love coconut oil. I have been rubbing it on my belly and these things almost every night before I go to bed, and it's amazing. Like it leaves me silky and smooth, and I think it's helping with my stomach growing as it's already growing already. I feel like I need to protect my skin and give it some moisture. So if you're looking to buy something, don't go and spend money on like all those bougie like pregnancy lotions, because honestly they all are gonna do the same. But I think coconut oil is like the more all natural version of just moisturizing your skin, and it's an oil, so it's like so much more moisturizing. Now I'm gonna show you my belly. Are you guys ready to see what my 13-week belly looks like? Yeah? Okay, all right, let's look at this belly. Here is my 13-week belly. Here is the baby inside my belly. I'll turn all the way to the side. My stomach is rock hard. There is no jiggle to this belly, and I'm so thankful. I am showing a lot sooner this time. I can't believe that this baby is already showing. It's like insane to me. All right guys, that concludes this video. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm so sorry it took me so long to get a video up. I promise I'm gonna try to do better. I am feeling better, so I am thinking that I'm going to be getting up videos a lot faster than I was before. And I just want to say, if you're not following me on Instagram, go ahead and follow me. I do a little bit more updating on there. I mean, I'm not as good as like the typical YouTuber. I'm not a huge social media person. I don't really post every day, and I only really post when I have an update, but it just keeps you in the loop a little bit better. If not, I totally understand. I always try to remember my YouTube friends and know that not everybody has Instagram. But thank you all for being so supportive and patient and just following me through this journey. And I know that there are still a lot of you out there who are trying to get pregnant, and I don't forget about you guys at all. I think about you every day, and I'm always praying for my other sisters out there to get pregnant. I know the struggle, and just I hope that watching my journey through infertility, it shows you that a miracle can happen and you can get pregnant. Just don't give up. All right guys, I will see you in my next video. Bye.